Hey guys, welcome to the Conn'Cast. Sorry, is that a bit too intense? Was that a bit too far? Sorry, it's a mental health podcast. I need to be calmer. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Conn'Cast. It's me back in this chair, Finn Tumber. Cameron didn't make the cut last time. He's not even here to back himself up, but it's the way it happens. Wherever and whenever you're watching this, I hope you're having an amazing day. Today, I'm joined with a very good friend of mine. Do you want to introduce yourself? Aaron.
Hello.
So Aaron I've known for... How long have we known each other for?
15 years. 15 years.
Oh my,
yeah.
What?
I was 12 when I met you, because your brother invited me out to play football, and this was when me and Connor were in year 7. And then, because me and Connor met at summer school. It was me, Connor, and Callum, I think. And we were friends. And then all three of us got given different communities when we got put into main school. And we were just like, what the hell was the point in that?
You were the cool Norman guy, weren't you?
Yeah, I was
Come on. Oh, I'm a big Harry Potter nerd. I always
Your brother was hoping that you'd get my tutor group. But I was just like, if he does, I'm not responsible for anything that happens.
You were like a second guardian for me. When I first joined, it was like, if I couldn't reach Connor, it was Aaron. But yeah, Aaron, honestly, I'm so happy that you're on. Honestly, it's been a long time coming. Because of me, I'm terrible at opening my messages and getting through and prioritising. But we're here.
We really do need to get you a bleeper like Cam said.
Something, seriously, we do. Just something just to get me going. Like, honestly, because it's...
So paging Dr. Tumber.
No,
Tumber, paging.
Get a little name in the yellow books or something just to contact me. But no, it's like as we said, Aaron I've known for 15 years. I cannot believe that.
It makes me feel old, because I remember when you was this big and now you're taller than me.
Yeah. You got more hair though, so and more cool
half the time.
Yeah, it depends if you shaved it or yeah, we've had a lot of colours. So yeah, I mean that kind of goes in quite nicely with who you are. So obviously knew you at school and stuff. Mm-hmm. Obviously, just to give people a bit of a background introduction to how I know you, like you said, through school, you were friends with Connor and stuff.
Yeah, Connor was the first. Connor was the first cool kid at school to actually give me a shot at being in a group.
Cool kid?
Yeah.
He was one of those, wasn't he?
He was, yeah. When I moved over to Sheerness, obviously, he said I met him through summer school. Yes. I got on the bus and he clocked me straight away. He was like, Aaron. I was like, Connor? He was like, come here. I was like,
seriously?
Okay. And that from that day on, I was just sat with him at the back of the bus with Ryan and the gang. The funny thing was, though, it was about a year after the first time on the bus. He invited us to Vincent Gardens to play football.
Vincent Gardens.
All the time on the bus, he never mentioned he had a little brother. And you came running over with the ball, and I was like, "Who's this?" He's like, "That's my brother." I was like, "Wait, what? Where did he come from? Like, where we've been on the bus days and days and days and days and days and days, and you never mentioned. You never mentioned.
That's a blow
it's
to
just
the
like,
chest,
where you been keeping him?
Yeah,
like,
the basement. Like,
where is he?
That's a joke. Maybe.
It's like, I've got a little brother too. They could be friends.
Kieran and Connor, yeah. Literally. Because Kieran was Kieran like more my age, wasn't he? I'm trying to think.
Oh, Connor's 2 years younger than me, and Kieran's
other Connor
3 years younger than him. So
similar age, yeah. It's kind of
Connor's 25, Kieran's 22, I think.
What? It's going too fast.
It is.
But yeah, so funny to even tell. Last week, I was like a goalkeeper then as well, wasn't I? I was like,
you had hands with the ball. You sure did. You just I swear, there was a couple of times where I kicked the ball a little too hard, and I swear I was just like, please don't hit him in the face.
Connor coming over. And there's also days where you'd score 20 goals past me and I'd almost cry and run home.
Oh Lord. No, it's those days that it was either you and me on the same team against Connor and a few other people.
Yeah.
And I'd have I think we'd have Kieran on our team, and he's this tall back then. and Ollie would just demolish him like shoulder budge, and he'd go flying into like the third row of the imaginary crowd or whatever we were playing.
It felt like an every week occurrence that we'd be playing football.
It really
It felt
did,
like
yeah.
it was so nice.
It's just like it was Friday. It's all right. Tomorrow we're playing football. Anything can happen today. It's fine.
Yeah.
Can go kick a ball.
And then obviously as well, like exactly. And then obviously like me and Connor, my brother Connor, used to go around as well every morning. Like we used to get the bus together, and that was pretty much every day until you guys left. I mean, you went to sixth form, didn't you? But
yeah, I did.
yeah, I don't know. I think things changed. I think I started getting like a different bus or something like that. But I remember for that whole year when Connor was there, we'd knock for you.
Yeah.
Pretty cool times.
Those days when I'd come over during sixth form as well, when I'd go knock for Connor, and I'd come round and play Yu-Gi-Oh with him and stuff like that. We'd have a cold pizza or something out the freezer for dinner.
Yu-Gi-Oh is so good.
Yeah.
Do you know what really frustrates me the most is that we're getting to the age now where like people don't know what Yu-Gi-Oh is, and the amount of times I said it to people, I'm like, what?
Connor would be tearing his hair out over that with his Crystal Beast deck of his. He wiped the floor with me every time we played. When I brought my deck or when I played with one of his
Crystal Beast one.
And the only time I beat him, I was the very last time we played, and I remember it, like the look on his face. No, I had a Black Cluster Soldier deck. I still got the deck as well.
No way.
Yeah, I gave you I gave you that Time Wizard card that he's offered a whole pack of cards.
I've got that. Yeah, Time Wizard. Yeah, I remember you gave it.
It was a first edition Time Wizard. It's probably worth quite a lot now.
Yeah, it was at the funeral, wasn't it? You gave it. Yeah.
Yeah, because he said to me that he'd swap like packs and packs of cards just for this one card because he wanted it for his deck, and I was like, no, it's just not happening. This is like my oldest and like most valued card.
I have still got that. I need to get a picture for you for it. But that was really cool. Yeah. So so like kind of what did Connor mean to you? If that's what you're talking about next with Connor, like what did he mean to you? And like obviously it was a pretty crap time, wasn't it?
Honestly,
happened, yeah.
With Connor, he was the brother that he was a brother. Like you always wanted. That's why I class you as family or like a little brother to me. If you ever need anybody to pick up the phone, I'm there for you. Like drop a text. Yeah. Connor was one of the people that gave people chances who didn't get the regular chances. He like kept an eye out for the odd soul, the people who didn't quite fit in, or like in my case, the autistic. Because with my Asperger's syndrome, I don't develop emotions the same way as like most people do. I don't get upset. I rarely cry, and it's frustrating because when you cry, you get that release. Yes,
I get that because that's the only way you can kind of release that, and if you can't, then it's just bottled up.
Interesting. For me, you have to learn other ways to get that release, which can be quite challenging. And I found mine, luckily, but Connor was an all-around great guy. He really didn't deserve to. No,
the way everything happened, it's just. No.
If anything, I wish that looking back, if I could tell younger me, or like I'm sure there's lots of people that are like us, the what ifs.
It's like I wish
be there for him a little bit more.
It's funny, isn't it? The hindsight of it all. You just it's something that's played around in not just your head, my head, everyone's. So like, what if we could change it?
I mean, I've told you this in the past, but on the worst day of my life so far, the day after your brother was on my doorstep before he went to school, just to check on me, and that to me meant so much. My face was like still bloody, half swollen. And all sorts. I refused to go to hospital because I just like when that happens to you, you just like you you shut off. You don't want any human interaction. You just want to go and close yourself away.
Just like.
But he made a point of knocking on my door that morning, picking up my younger brother Connor and taking him to the bus stop to meet you and go to school. But
he purposely knocked for you.
Yeah, he purposely knocked for me to check if I was okay because he'd heard what happened.
He was a unique soul, honestly.
Yeah.
And with that, I don't know how much you want to talk about it. I know that's quite a difficult subject for you, that event and stuff. But obviously that would you say that changed the course of your life from there? Would you say, if you're happy talking about it, no pressure?
Yeah. Well, I have PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder for anybody who doesn't know.
Yeah.
I also have the anxiety and the depression that comes along with it. Which is a lovely care package for the mental health side of things.
That's one way to word it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's one way, just put a spin on it.
Yeah. The PTSD came from an event back in 2012, which is like 12 years ago.
Oh, don't. Just
crazy.
12 years ago, 2012.
Yeah, it was the Olympics in London at the time. It was crazy. Yeah.
Oh, making me feel old as well.
I got jumped by a gang of lads, and I had the snot beaten out of me, to put it politely.
Put it very politely,
I had a shattered orbital socket, a broken nose, shattered jaw, and
I didn't know it was all of that.
Like a possible skull fracture, but as I said, I didn't go to hospital.
Yeah, so you just won't.
Yeah, I didn't go to hospital until like 2 days later, and then they did the face X-ray, and then it was just like, you've got this, and I was just like, great. And they said, you're gonna need surgery on your nose, and I was like, brilliant.
Yeah, great. It's what you want to hear, isn't it? You know, crikey, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, a week later, I had my first seizure and was diagnosed with epilepsy as well. So that threw my career out the window. You remember me getting on the back of the bus at school with all the food and everything, because I used to cook.
Yes, you're massive on cooking. Yeah, chef. You were so crazy with it. I remember. Great as well.
Yeah,
gotta say.
A stars in practicals.
Yes, with food tech at school, and I remember you used to cook loads, even at home and stuff.
Because I was a young carer from 8 years on. I don't know if I ever told you this, but my mum had cervical cancer when I was little.
I did not know that.
No.
Thanks for telling me.
So my mum had cervical cancer when I was 8 years old. She went through a divorce exactly the same year.
I knew about the divorce, but
she was literally left with me and both my brothers. Of course, me being 8 years old, I had to grow up fast. So when my mum was doing housework, I was taking care of my brothers, but were like 7 and 4 at the time.
Okay, we would have been 4, yeah.
Yeah. By the time I was like 9, 10 years old, I could cook. I was cooking pasta every other night for dinner. I was cooking full roast dinners, ironing clothes so that way the boys had fresh uniforms for school and everything like that.
You literally turned into the man of the house.
Yeah, I kind of had to. It was an adapt on the fly situation. It kind of feels like I've been doing it my whole life, really, with the PTSD and stuff.
I've noticed you're quite good at just doing things that other people, even especially my age, wouldn't be able to do. I'm guessing you have to really look after yourself, clean, wash, cook, all of that. Wow, I didn't know about any of that.
It's also when I was younger as well, my mum was quite severely overweight as well, so it was helping her out of the bath, because obviously being her carer at such a young age, helping her out of the bath, making sure that she's all right too.
Of course, yeah.
So it felt like at the time I was the adult in that situation.
Because you were the one that had to deal with everything, including your mum.
Yeah, the only thing I didn't have to take care of was the bills, thankfully. Now looking back, I kind of wish I'd have had a little bit of preparation for that.
Just to at least know what you're facing. Would have been quite a nice little touch for the school ruins, doesn't tell you about any of it, and you're like, whoa, how much is that? Crikey.
I mean, I had my first phone at like 10 years old, and that was literally for school runs.
Was it like a Nokia? Was it?
It was a tiny little brick Sony Ericsson that was copper red. And I swear, if you threw this thing out a wall, it would bounce back and hit you.
It would probably break the wall, wouldn't it?
Get an insurance claim for it.
That's so good. I didn't know about any of that, Aaron. Thanks for telling me. That's I knew about bits, but I didn't know about obviously your mum. And wow, incredible. So with that whole time, obviously, you said about obviously your mum, and then obviously the PTSD. Was there? I mean, it's fine if it wasn't, but was there anything that helped you at all during that time? I mean, Connor did. He said. Was there anything else? It's fine if you didn't.
The escapes that Connor and you gave us was a godsend. honestly.
Really?
Yeah, if it wasn't for you guys, I don't think I probably wouldn't have made it through secondary school, because I was a
Oh,
mental
Aaron.
wreck half the time, and
I didn't know.
quite seriously, Connor knew. Me
Yeah.
and him talked a lot about it, and he said if you ever need us, you know where we are. And it got to the point where one evening I actually ran away from home,
Wow.
and I went straight to your place. And I think that you was upstairs doing something,
Probably
but
gaming or doing
Connor
something, yeah.
just opened the door and he was just like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, I need a place," and he was like, well, "Duh, come in." I was like, you sure you're alright with this?" And he's just like,
I didn't
"Yeah,
know
just come in." And he's like, "What's happened?" I was like, "I ran away." And he's like, "What?" I was like,
that.
"Yeah, I've run away. It's just gotten too much." I shouted at my mum. I ended up
Yeah.
almost getting physical with
Yeah,
my
yeah.
mum at the time as
Which is
well.
obviously like isn't you in a sense. Like
No,
you wouldn't.
I'm not a
Yeah.
very aggressive person.
Yeah, it's why that really is like you're like, whoa, this is a
Yeah,
crazy thing that I
it's
felt
kind
like
of
that.
when I know that I've hit my limit.
That is your absolute, yeah.
When I've like when you hit that for I like to call I like to say
Yeah.
when you hit it.
Yeah, it's fine. I can bleep.
Yeah.
But that is true. That is literally it. And like, so that was it. You just needed to escape. And
Yeah.
Connor, wow, I didn't realize how much that.
We sat down, we talked it out, and we had a cold pizza. And
Just like old time's sake.
my mum had been phoning me the entire time.
Yeah, of course.
And
Where are you at?
your mum said to me, "You can't just hide here, Aaron. You need to go back. You need to confront her. You need to either confront her
Yeah.
or apologize
Yeah.
and accept whatever punishment she's going to dole out." And
It's the hard truth.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I'm still a teenager.
Yeah.
I'm still really young. Like, there's nothing else you can do in that situation."
Yeah, yeah.
And I just went back and accepted my fate. But
I had no idea how much impact Connor. And I mean, I don't want to give myself too much credit because I was Connor's brother, but I was still trying to be there. But I did not realize how much that helped you at that time. So that really did get through your school years. And wow, I had no idea, Aaron. Wow. You'd say friends and a support network's a very big one then. for mental
yeah,
health.
yeah, honestly,
Definitely.
there's a side to it as well, because after school, Connor was always trying to get me to join him for a night at the house, and I was just like,
Yeah.
I'm not sociable. I
That's fine, yeah.
I don't like didn't feel like I'd fit in, because you guys are all like, it's a close knit group.
Oh, do you mean with like Connor's like group after school?
Yeah, yeah.
I
He
see,
kept
yeah.
trying to rope me in and like joining in. I was like,
They were
uh,
close in it, yeah.
that's your guys' thing. That's your guys'. I appreciate the
I
invitation.
understand how you feel with that as well. I think I'll be feeling the same because it's almost like it's not clickiness at all, but like you got a group and you're like the outsider coming in. It's quite a nerve-wracking thing to like.
Yeah, yeah.
I get that. And they all know each other and they all know each other's jokes and blah blah blah. Yeah, I understand that.
Yeah.
But I mean, you did see Connor a little bit, hopefully, and I mean, we went to college and stuff, and
Yeah, it just came over, went round a few times,
Yeah.
chatted on Facebook. I think the worst part about social media, when you find out that somebody's passed on through social media, the way I did with Connor.
was that how you found out?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was at college at the time studying music,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
the signal in Canterbury is absolute trash. So
Oh, it is, isn't it?
yeah, so by the time I got back to my place where I was staying, my phone was buzzing and buzzing and buzzing and buzzing and buzzing, and I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I opened Facebook and I just see Connor all the way through like the news feed,
Yeah.
and I was like, well,
It doesn't seem possible.
What?
Yeah. Like,
and I phoned my mum
yeah.
because it was like the first person that I thought of,
Yes.
and I said, Connor's dead,
Yeah.
and she's like, I know, and I was like,
What? Like,
what? Look,
yeah.
you didn't think to phone me? She's like, I was hoping to catch you after college. She's like, I finished college an hour ago. And I went out into the back. I went out into the back garden of the place. I was there. Man, when I say I cried, I've not cried that long. Like for ages. I was sat in that back garden for like 2 hours.
Aaron, I didn't even realise. You say you struggle.
Couldn't believe it.
You struggle with crying anyway.
Yeah.
And then that 2 hours.
I mean, that year for me was going really rough. Like, I'd lost my daughter.
Yes.
I'd lost my gay best friend, and then to lose my nan, and then my best friend as well.
So all in the same year.
In the space of 4 months.
Oh, Aaron, I'm so sorry to hear that.
He was like this. He was like the thing that made me like just break down. I didn't talk for like, the rest of the day. It was like walking through hell and trying to act fine at the same time while at college. And I ended up getting a disciplinary at college. I think it was like 2 disciplinaries because of certain things that were said out of anger. Yeah.
But when you realise what you went through, it's quite understandable. It's funny because people just... It's not always people's fault, but they don't always understand what's going behind closed doors. But or did they?
They was made aware, and obviously, like, there's only so much you can do to avoid a situation. But when you're in college and there's so many different areas, there's so many different qualifications, so many different students, you can't exactly like put it on the notice board. Hey, the dude's lost this person. There's no like grieving notice.
There's
like,
there should be. I feel like it's something that should be reformed. That you should.
But as much as there could or should be something like that, I could probably count the amount of people on one hand that actually want to be on a board like that for grievance. Because it's not something that we publicise. It's not something that we want to feel or just express to everybody.
Sometimes you actually want people to not even know it. I feel like sometimes, and you want to just deal with it your own way instead of having the limelight.
Well, I'll give you an example because something that I did want to talk about was like miscarriage, like awareness about like the mental health side of things. When we found out that we had a miscarriage and we had to have the like baby removed and everything like that. My mental health obviously wasn't great.
No.
But I shut off. With my Asperger's, there's like a switch. I don't know if it's like a whole autism thing. There's like a switch that you can flip where you just like shut off from your emotion. And
you do that knowingly, or
it's like a mental state where you just, I'm not gonna feel anything right now.
Yeah.
And I did that because of what me and my ex-partner went through, and I allowed myself not to feel anything for the loss of my child.
Yes. Yeah.
To get through everything else that was going on. And then when we eventually ended our relationship, because it didn't end on great terms, I flipped that switch back on, and I drank for about a week straight.
Wow. Yeah.
And the pain finally demanded to be felt.
Yeah, and that kind of switched it back on in a way.
Yeah. So I was finally allowed to grieve.
Yeah. Was that before COVID? You managed to release it?
No, it was actually due.
We talk about COVID a lot on this. on this podcast.
The first lockdown. I don't know if I don't know if they'd be okay with me talking about this, but my mother was very suicidal.
Yeah.
She was scared and alone because lockdown is completely reasonable. So first lockdown, suicidal.
Yeah.
Like big warning label there.
Big
we come out of the first lockdown 6-7 weeks later. There's a second one announced.
Oh, good. That was awful.
And I was like, I can't sit here and play happy families right now if my mum goes suicidal again. I could have done something. I'm going back to take care of her.
Oh,
so I came back from Thanet and
realize.
Moved back to Sheerness in with my mum for what I thought was just going to be the second lockdown to help her through it.
Just to get her going. And I feel like your mum... I feel like, I mean, I don't know about your relationship with your mum, obviously, but obviously that's your mum, and you've both felt each other a lot, I'm guessing, throughout your whole lives.
Yeah.
Both ways, and it's such a tricky thing. You said about obviously the awareness, miscarriage awareness. Were you happy to talk about that as well? A
Yeah,
bit
I
more,
mean,
yeah.
my personal opinion about like miscarriages, I do a lot of charity work, as like we've touched upon.
Yeah.
Every December, because I get cremated my daughter on the 24th of December.
Mhm.
So every December yeah, it's Christmas Eve as rough.
That's literally what
But
I was just thinking. Yeah.
every December I stream for SANS, the Baby Loss Charity and
Oh,
Awareness.
beautiful. I don't know SANS. I don't know. Yeah. What is that an abbreviation?
No,
Or just called
it's just the
SANS?
name of the charity, but
Oh, I didn't know.
the the charity was actually founded, I believe, by a group of grieving parents,
Wow. But for
and
the
they've just
same
built it
purpose.
up from there for the same purpose.
That's
They help
incredible.
with like grievance counseling, all sorts of stuff like that. They've got like memorials in most crematoriums and
Mm.
cemeteries and stuff like that for baby loss like monuments.
Yeah.
So every year in December, I head off up to Thanet. I buy a bouquet of flowers, put them down, and I put a rose in the Sands monument for my little girl.
That's beautiful. After the episode, I mean, can you send a link to
No,
Sam's
yeah,
because I'd love
sure.
to check them out, but
Yeah,
also I'll put it in the description because it would be quite handy for people
yeah.
that don't know about that
I mean,
charity. Yeah.
I, I've I've helped other ones as well, like Bliss. If you ever heard of Bliss,
Bliss.
it's the
All of this.
neonatal death awareness.
Yes.
So it's basically it's kind of
Yeah.
like miscarriage. It's just a little different though,
Yeah.
because they were born and then they were put in incubators, and obviously they
Yeah.
haven't survived.
Yeah.
I did a month with a 9 month baby belly for charity. I
You did
had to
that.
wear a whole
What?
faux bump, like the actors wear. That's got
Aaron,
like the weight. Yeah,
I
for
never
a whole
knew
month,
that.
I was streaming with this baby bump that's like this
What?
big
For how long? Sorry.
for a
Just.
whole month. It was rough, but it was for a good cause.
That's incredible, Aaron. Oh my. Sorry, because I feel like we're speaking about this. And obviously, I know about this
Yeah.
with the charity work, but the people listening may not know. Do you want to plug it? So obviously,
Well,
you're happy to.
yeah, sure. I
Yeah.
mean,
Caring with
I
colours. Here you
am,
are.
I am. My name's Aaron for my friends and family
Yeah.
mainly, but everybody who knows Twitch might know me as Caring with Colours. Recently played against a few big names like Alzasto and Ghost Arcade in the fog known as Dead by Daylight.
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah,
So
it's been quite an interesting
venture.
adventure to be
Yeah.
fair, because I'm completely non-profit most
Yeah.
of the year.
Yeah.
It's been 11 months this year, but next year's gonna be very interesting because it's the
Is it?
5th year anniversary.
Yeah. So I'm
I'm
excited to see
doing
what you do with that.
well. I'm calling it Color Chaos, and I'm reverting back to my old ways.
Oh,
Um,
okay,
um,
interesting.
Doing a whole year in aid of Cancer Research UK,
With the hair again.
and the hair again is coming back.
The hair's
Yeah.
coming back.
So every £25 that somebody donates throughout the year, they're gonna get a colour in my hair,
Wow.
and that's gonna happen on the live stream as well. So if I have to drop everything and put a colour in my hair while I'm streaming,
I'm gonna do one. I don't know what colour I'm gonna do yet. I could do like Take the Con,
Yeah.
which is I could do a green, or I could do like a Take the Con blue. Someone might beat me to it, but if I can do like a little like if I can pre-order it,
Yeah.
if I can pre-order a colour, that's amazing, Aaron.
Mm.
Also about the name. I mean, you mentioned it to me before. Where did it all come from with the idea of going with colours?
Well, back in 2018, I think it was, like just before your brother passed. I
Yeah.
was doing fundraising, and I was doing it for Cancer Research, and I'd put like loads of colours in my hair, and I was feeling down about myself. I'd had a load of people take the like Mickey out of me, and Connor was just like, "Dude, you're freaking caring with colours. How freaking cool is that? Like shut the hell up and just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing awesome. And I was like,
That's such a Connor thing.
I was like, caring with colours. I like that. I might hold that, you know.
I love it. Literally, caring colours, like it almost like alliteration. Like it sounds, it goes off the tongue quite nicely. It's wicked. One thing with that, I forgot to.
Oh, you didn't.
I did. If I can take it off without showing my belly button. I'm wearing it. Oh, that's it. Kev's gonna kill me. This is the Caring Colours shirt.
Oh,
you got me your first ever merch.
Yeah,
that I'm wearing. I thought I'd chuck it on you now.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I've got it still, and I haven't had a chance to properly wear it. I mean, like sometimes I'll chuck it underneath my shirt or like it gets cold. But I've still got it. This is your first ever merch, and I wear it especially for you today, man.
I really appreciate that.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Look, I'll just show the camera if Kev wants to. We are caring.
I release one of these every year.
It's a wicked shirt.
It's weird seeing like one of the first ones because like, I've had a couple of friends like buy a mug and like buy a few like t-shirts and stuff like that. And the year that I meet people, they generally buy that year's t-shirt. So that way they get like a starting of it. So I gave you the first one.
That's the first year. This was 2022. Because
2020 to 2021.
Oh, might have been 2021. Is that year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was 13 months straight of like the different charities, and different events.
That's it. So yeah, no, you got it from me. You gave me that tournament actually.
Yeah.
And can I say you helped so much at that tournament? Honestly, you were one of the. Not that it matters. Obviously, everyone contributed, but you were literally. I think you did the biggest donation, and it meant so much to me and to Connor and everyone involved.
No, it was
so kind.
I was more than happy to help out.
Yeah, it was so kind, and yeah, I've got this, and I'm gonna wear it more as well. I'm gonna wear it around, but yeah,
there's my new merch website as well is like actually really cool because I've kept the annual tees, but now the charities are listed on the back of them for each year.
No. Yeah. So you got cancer research was one of the first ones you read.
Yeah. Macmillan, MS Society, Bliss.
MS Bliss, Sands, obviously.
Sands, yeah.
Mind.
Mind, yeah.
That's another one. I can't remember all of them. There's so many.
Child's Vision, a domestic abuse charity. God.
There's too many more. There's probably more.
I've helped like 30 different charities over like 40 different continents.
How much
it's crazy.
6,000?
There's 6,000 in the past 4 years, just under 4 years roughly.
That is such an incredible number.
Yeah, I mean
in 4 years, that's
before that, obviously there was the cancer research like fundraising that I did beforehand. It was just like just £5,000 before that.
And that was just. That's so crazy, Aaron. That is caring. Sorry.
No, Aaron's fine.
I'm family. But yeah, I bought this especially for you today, man. And to be honest with you, I want to wear it more. Purple's a lovely colour.
There's a lot more colours available now.
Yeah, I mean, again, I'll link now that Aaron's explained. Obviously, you caring the colours.
Obviously, I didn't realise that you supported Chelsea at the time.
So
I thought you was an Aston Villa fan, so I went with purple.
Villa.
Really? No, Aston Villa, Barcelona. I thought it was Barcelona, so
Barcelona.
I got purple.
Barcelona.
Yeah.
I'm actually no. Purple works so nicely with this shirt, and it's so cool. So yeah, you'll see me wearing it around a lot more. But no, it's all good, and I'll be linking all of your stuff in the description. So like all of your Twitch, Instagram, anything, TikTok. I know you got TikTok. I've seen a few videos. Yeah. I'll link it all and the merch store because that'd be awesome. So
the merch store's the only way that I actually make money out of streaming though. Did I tell you that?
Really?
No, yeah, I'm completely non-profit, so all the ads, gifted subs, and like Twitch proceeds
all to charity.
All goes to charity. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Something to mention so that I know as well. Thanks for telling me that.
No, yeah. Well, the miscarriage side of things.
Yes.
I actually feel like I did. I shut off and I didn't grieve properly. I feel like a lot of men do that, and there's a lot of support for couples, but if you've like had this experience and you've fallen out with your significant other and you're then alone to try and process what's happened, honestly, in my advice, reach out to either somebody that you know that's either been through the same, or reach out to one of the charities that's there.
Is that your advice going back?
Yeah, if I could look back on things, I'd have done something like that. The one person that I could talk to about miscarriages and everything was my nan, because she experienced multiple herself, but sadly she passed, and that was tough, because she was the only person that I could talk to about
about that. 100%. So no, it's great, because it's something that no one spoke about before, and that needs to be spoken about. It's such a big thing for people.
With the female side of things as well, like reach out, like talk to people that have been through it before. Birds of a feather flock together. It should be a thing with mental health.
Yes, 100%.
Like, because if you can help somebody with your experiences, then everybody benefits. And like with my channel, I'm a safe space. Is what it's called on Twitch, and people come to me and talk to me about anything, and I try and advise them and help them the best way I can.
Just to be someone to talk to. As well. Like, it's so good.
It's a nice, chill and calm environment.
Yeah. I also find with, we say, the miscarriage support and grief as well. I don't know if there's enough grief support as well around, or would you say differently?
Honestly, everybody deals with grief differently.
100%, 1,000,000%.
Like, some of us, we go get a tattoo. Some of us, we hit the bar, and others, we just exist as best as we can.
It's funny you mentioned about tattoos. If you want to talk about, if you're happy to talk about the tattoos, or I've never actually been great with my mental health side of things. So when I was younger, I was probably around 17. I started self-harming. My mum kicked me ass. Because she was like, what are you doing? Why are you doing this?
She didn't understand, obviously.
Exactly, and
So instead of harming, I decided to get my first tattoo at 17.
Wow. Which one was your first, actually?
It was actually this one.
Oh, wicked. The one right there, It's nice,
little tribal piece back when tribal was popular. Which is nuts, considering that was 10 years ago.
Oh, no, don't. Oh, that's crazy. I'm glad that you found a healthy way.
It was more like an outlet. I mean, I was having counselling at the time, and my counsellor was just like, every time I see you, you've got a new tattoo. And I was like, it helps.
Yeah.
And she's like, fine. I was like, fine. She's like, it's a coping mechanism. I was like, so you're saying that my tattoos is basically my form of self-harming? She's like, if you want to think about it that way, yes, you could think about it that way. But it's what I like to think you are managing. I was like, so it's a coping technique? She's like, yes. I was like, could have freaking found a cheaper one.
The tattoos, you're like, I wish I... But they look really cool. Like, they look awesome.
I mean, when I was in hospital a while back, I got told I wasn't allowed painkillers because of the way that I looked. Because of my tattoos.
And that is awful.
It was a Saturday night. I went there for an X-ray because I just had a seizure and my leg had come out of place, and they wouldn't give me pain meds no matter how much I asked, because of I apparently must look like a druggie.
Well, they literally didn't give you 2 looks. They were just like, no.
No, they just put me on the X-ray, put me in the waiting room, got seen, left. And he said, "Oh, you're all right." They gave you something for the pain, obviously. I was like, "No, they didn't." They wouldn't give me anything. It's just like, well, you took paracetamol before you went in. I was like, yeah, I took paracetamol and ibuprofen, and the pain's not changed at all. Yeah, and it's been the same way for the 3 hours that I've been in there.
I think with, like, say, tattoo, there is definitely a stigma, I think, surrounding it. I don't want to be that person to say it, but I thought, just me personally, I do sometimes wonder whether employers would, if you had like a face tattoo, they're like, oh, you shouldn't, I don't want to, I don't want to say that that's the case, but
No, yeah.
I just general debate really. It does interest me.
I mean,
and it's a
like,
shame. But they've done cool.
In the past with like the tattoos, they haven't been a problem because like
No,
you can go into a shop and if you're wearing a uniform, you can like cover up.
They're nice tattoos you've got as well.
With the stuff that with the more annoying stuff is like with epilepsy and like disabilities that stop you from like living properly.
Yeah, and I think that's struggle. I think
like you go into a McDonald's interview from personal experience.
Yeah.
You say you have epilepsy. We don't want to touch none of that red tape. No, thank you.
Really?
Yeah.
That's literally.
So I'm signed off for work for like good because of it, basically.
Yeah, because these sieges happen and they're like no.
Yeah. So I mean, like one event changed everything for me.
Yeah. That one thing 12 years ago.
Yeah, and having to adapt has been a struggle, but I'm making it work.
Yeah. And I like the spin with the charity work. That's such a nice spin that you've done, because so many people would have really maybe struggled by not being able to get work.
Well, the way I see it is, I'm on benefits. Those benefits they can last. With me and my wife, we split everything 50-50. My benefits cover that, and I have like a little bit of extra for like food and like a treat we have once in a while.
Brilliant.
So like, I don't need extra money. I can quite happily and comfortably stream for people who need it more.
That's such a nice way of looking at it. That's so nice. And then you're giving back by doing that. You're giving back to the other people that need it.
The way I see it is the taxpayers' money is going to like people who needs the like benefit system.
Yeah.
So the benefit system is getting given to me, and then those people who are in the like horrible situations are also paying tax. So I'm giving the money back to those people.
Like Robin Hood in a way. It's like doing.
I've been called worse.
Did not mean that in a bad way. I meant more that you're obviously covering yourself, you're living, and then you're then giving back to other people that need it, and that's such a good, nice thing to do, Aaron. Honestly, that's so nice. That was not in a mean way.
I actually like that. That's Robin Hood. I never thought of it that way.
Because
it's clever.
Yeah, and of course, like you say, you can't work, and that's it's such a nice spin that some people have really struggled.
I mean, the way I see it, if more people who were like me did what I did, maybe they'd help a lot more people.
The world would be a better place, in my opinion. Because if everyone could just do, selfless, like, because honestly, in this world, there's so many people that are so selfish and so just me, and don't think about anyone else. When there's people like you that look out for other people,
I mean,
it's great.
The gratifying thing about what I've done over the past 4 years is building like a community and having people that are there for each other. Because with streaming, and especially charity streaming, it's great. It's great. Like on a whole, I would not change what I do for anything. I love what I do, but the mental health side of it is that you don't get to see what that money's doing.
Yes.
And it's hard.
You can't see the tangible result of what
that's... No, you don't get to see to see a kid in remission from like childhood cancer. You don't get to see a couple getting grievance counselling from SANS, you know?
Never see it.
You never get like a little piece of paper telling you where your money's gone and stuff like that.
You just have to kind of like hope that
you hope for the best, and you've got to believe that. And when
I agree,
when you like have like that crisis of like faith in the system, that's when it's really hard, and you have to have that kind of community to fall back on, like a friend group. And
that's a tangible result of you helping each other.
Yeah,
and it's amazing. It's
amazing.
I mean, Discord, is it?
Yeah. And it's like the burnout from it is real. That's why like I do it most of the month. So like 11 months of the year, and then like the 12th month, like wherever I decide to put that month on the schedule is where I take a break, and I'm just like
just have a
doing me
just to be you, and that's cool as well. So
Yeah. But it gives people a chance to get to know me as well as a person as well. So
100%, and
because I'm just like pushing charity, and they're just like, so what do you like to do for fun? I'm just like,
you're like, other than charity, more charity?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's like and as well the support you give us as well with the charity, like I already said about the tournament, about fundraising, but like you play every year as well. You know?
I'm retired now.
You're retired, yeah. I think you said your knees last time.
Yeah, I sat in a cold bath for like 3 days. I was like,
No, but last time you played, I didn't know that. 'Cause you messaged me saying, "Oh, I can't play this year." I was like, "Oh, okay." Like you said it's your knees, but
it was like 30 seconds, like up and down the stairs to go to the bathroom when I'm on stream. So like 30-second break, come back upstairs, go back onto stream. It took me like 3 minutes to get down them stairs and back up.
Wow.
I was like, I come back and a different song was on. I was like, so my knees hate me.
Yeah. What's going on? And everyone on the stream's like, or more like worried.
So most of it was like, did you crap your pants? And I was like,
oh, because you're like crouching around and like.
I look like one of the horror characters coming back into the frame. Like, oh,
that's so good. Yeah. So next thing on the agenda, Aaron's trying to find a piece of paper. As you all know, we do a playlist for the Conn'Cast, which is on Spotify. I should really do Apple Music. I say it every single week, but essentially,
I think it's
check which camera we're on. So essentially, it's like, yeah, it's a playlist that people add to, our guests add to every week, and they basically choose a song that's helped them with their mental health at some point in their lives, whether that's like when their mental health isn't great and it's helped them through a really tough time, or maybe it's something that just keeps them going through day-to-day life. But we've got this playlist, and it was the idea was from my friend Luke Gilbert. But I do want to say that again because it was very kind what he said. So Aaron, you have 2 entries, which you're allowed to do. You're completely allowed to do.
Yeah, I couldn't really decide between 2 songs because one's helped me like very recently, and then the other one's helped me through my grievance, namely when I lost my daughter.
Yes.
So that one's very like near and dear to me, and is a great listen to if anybody's grieving or like lost somebody very special to them. The lyrics really hit home as well, so like it may make you tear up if it's a fresh loss.
Yes.
Just a fair warning.
Yeah.
And
that song was
it's Forever and Always by Dylan Matthews.
right. I haven't heard it. I'll 100% gonna listen.
Yeah.
I think you we did speak about this earlier. I think you did mention it to me at a tournament, and I forgot to write it down. Was it that song or was it?
Yeah.
I will listen to that, and maybe when I'm not, it sounds like I might cry to it, so I might do it. Like, not like in general. I will definitely listen to that, and the other song, sorry, as well.
The other one's Good Enough by Low Spirit.
Nice, yeah.
And it's a little bit more like mental health based, really. If you like a kind of like rock music sort of vibe, like kind of like MCR meets Linkin Park, I think. His voice is like really like it grabs you by the feels.
I want to listen to it now.
Yeah.
I can't put it over the top. I will
No,
copyrighted. As you know, as a streamer and YouTuber and stuff.
Yeah.
So was there anything you wanted to add, Aaron? I think we've kind of covered most of it. Obviously, with you said about your whole life kind of thing.
Honestly, if I have one bit of advice,
yes, yeah,
never let a friend go quiet, because that's when you need to check on them, like
100%.
It's always the quiet ones that catch you off guard.
The smiley ones, the happy ones, the ones that are, I think a big one actually I want to add to that as well is the givers. I think that's a certain type of people that give and don't find time for themselves.
Yeah,
that's a really important one. And if there's anyone in your life that is like that, then your messages definitely reach out to them, because they're not likely to reach out to you because of the way they are. It's the reality. That's a great thing to say, Aaron. That's really lovely. Yeah, and I am so grateful And I know of you being on, and I know that I'm awful at messaging, but I want you to know, Aaron, you do have a special place in my heart, and I mean that. And I'm not just saying that. Honestly, no matter how many, it feels like years sometimes. I just sometimes get caught up with life. But I do have a lot of love for you, as always. I'll be rapping this a lot more as well. And
I was actually going to ask you something quite interesting.
Please, fire away.
Well, you know you have the Conn'Cast logo.
Mm-hmm.
How would you like it on a t-shirt? Because I have a merch website, and if you wanted to, I could hook you up, and maybe get some Conn'Cast merch going. Put the proceeds to a mental health charity you're choosing as well. Because I've got
these guys are witnessing history.
I have a thing called the Caring Merch Collaboration, where I collaborate with other streamers and people, and they make them merch, and we give the proceeds to
charities. That's exactly. In general, I would love that. I would love that. Honestly, it's my absolute dream, and I'd love it if you could help me with that. So we'll definitely get chatting.
We get some mugs, some t-shirts, maybe a hoodie.
And you guys, a hoodie. I'd love a hoodie. And you guys, or whichever camera we're looking at, you guys can hopefully wear it as well, and that'd be awesome. And just get more, we can have some collabs, Caring Colours with the Take the Con.
Nice little collab.
That'd be awesome. That'd be so cool. Have really funky colour, because it has to be colours.
Oh yeah, we could get some green or something. Get some green, some pale whites or something.
I feel like some funkiness would be quite cool. Maybe different colour sleeves. It's like really funky. Aaron, I would love that, or Caring, as I say. But thank you, honestly, so much. I think that's kind of it, isn't it? I think Kev's going to worry about his camera burning in a minute if it's too long. But this has been your host, Finn Tumber, as always. And this is obviously Aaron, or Caring with Colours, as your alias. And we will see you next week at 7 p.m. on Sunday. Thank you very much. Cheerio. Bye.